Peter Obi has finally won following the new rule and the fresh order issued by the court to the ADC. You know, when Peter Obi left ADC to NDC, so many persons criticized his move that he has decamped from one political party to the other, especially the like minds of the APC and other persons who don't understand the integrity that Peter Obi has. Look at the massive defection. Since Peter Obi joined the NDC, the ADC has eventually collapsed. Whatever move Peter Obi make, there is a very significant reason why he made that move. That is the more reason why we will continue to amplify Peter Obi's move on or before now, even after the primary. Sincerely speaking, I'm going to be showing you what the court has issued to the ADC. This is a downfall for the ADC. Likes of Rotimi Amechi, who has now gone to buy the ADC presidential form, and their leadership led by David Mark and Aribo Shola, sincerely speaking, it is their downfall, because what the court has just issued now as a fresh order has shown clearly that there is an issue in the ADC. And kudos to Peter Obi, because he has finally won by leaving ADC to NDC. It is not about joining multiple political parties. It's about the integrity and the simplicity that a man has. And whenever you're talking about a transparent leader, that the Bible for the Christians has often and always stated that when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. That is Peter Obi. This is a man who ruled Anambra State and made significant impact. Now, Peter Obi has finally, I'm going to be showing you what the court issued as an order. Forget about the critics, forget about the whole thing. Whenever you are good, you get more critic. And that is the one reason why Peter Obi is not perturbed over what is happening. I'm going to be showing you all of that. But before I do that, let me laugh before I even say this. Clowns, I call them clowns. They came out recently and stated that they are the obedient movement. They are the founder of obedient movement. That they have sacked Peter Obi. They have sacked Yanusi Tanko and other persons who have made sure that obedient movement is standing. It's so laughable, because Peter Obi has left them, not knowing that the court will set a fresh order that is going to indict them the more. Let me play the video for you to hear how these clowns, I call them clowns because they are clever by half, to Peter Obi. Listen attentively to what they stated, and when we come back, we'll continue.
Executive consultations with the founding members, coordinators across Nigeria and the diaspora, and key stakeholders of this movement, we have reached a decisive resolution in the interest of justice, order, and organizational discipline. This is a breaking development. Effective immediately, the obedient movement worldwide, under its new structured leadership, hereby announce the dissolution of all previously constituted leadership structures that emerged outside the authority of the founding framework of this movement. Furthermore, in line with our commitment to accountability, transparency, and operational and organizational integrity, we hereby declare that all individuals who assume leadership positions or acted on behalf of the movement without the consent of its original founders are no more recognized in any capacity. In this regard, the movement formally withdraws recognition and membership status from the following individuals. Meaning that they are all expelled and remain expelled from the movement as leaders and members respectively. And number one on the list is the former Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, and Alhaji Yunusa Tanko, who is holding sway right now. When it comes to online, comes to press conference and everything, should be in charge. And we called on all members across the 774 local government areas in Nigeria. After the 2023 elections, we believed the original vision and founding ideas of this movement were no longer being adequately represented by those who assume control of its structure.
I haven't seen exactly what they have stated, and you've seen the grievances and all the gibberish and the I call it nonsense they have stated. This tells you that these people are being sponsored by these same persons who have often and always attacked Peter Obi, but none to avail, because Peter Obi is the man the masses have actually want now and always. That is what it is. Now, Peter Obi has clearly shown that he is a man of integrity and he is actually winning. Look at the massive defection from the ADC to NDC. Now, look at what has befall the ADC. As you could see on your screen, court adjourns ADC leadership suit indefinitely. What this means is that the court situation between ADC and their alleged leader being Nafiu Bala has now been adjourned indefinitely. Look at it. The Federal High Court in Abuja on Friday again adjourned indefinitely the suit filed by an African Democratic Congress chieftain, Nuhu Bala Gombe, challenging the party's leadership under former Senate President David Mark. Justice Emeka Wite adjourned the matter, saying die after the plaintiff informed the court that he had applied to the chief judge of the Federal High Court for the transfer of case to another judge. The suit, which is marking this number, has generated a fresh leadership crisis within the ADC following the emergence of Mark and former Osun State Governor being Ralph Arebosola in the party's leadership structure. As the resumed proceedings, counsel for plaintiff Luka Musa Haruna told the court that the Supreme Court had on April 30 dismissed the interlocutory appeal earlier filed by Mark against the proceedings. He said that the Apex Court, being the Supreme Court, also set aside the Court of Appeals orders staying proceedings in the substantive suit. The interlocutory appeal of the second defendant has travelled to the Supreme Court. My lord, we are glad to inform this honourable court that the 30th day of April 2026, the Supreme Court delivered its judgment on the interlocutory appeal, dismissing the said appeal for lacking in merit, he said. The lawyer, however, disclosed that the plaintiff had written a letter dated May 4, 2026 to the chief judge seeking reassignment of the case to another judge. Haruna urged Justice Wite to await the administrative decision of the chief judge on the request. As we speak, the request was opposed by lawyers representing the defendants who accused the plaintiff of attempting to frustrate the accelerated hearing clearly earlier ordered by the Court of Appeal and upheld by the Supreme Court. Counsel to the first defendant faulted the plaintiff for allegedly ambushing the defense with the transfer request. In quote, he stated, "We have not received any communication regarding that application, my lord. So as it is, we don't know the form or the content of that application. Therefore, we take the approach of plaintiff as an ambush." That is exactly what he stated. Now, we also consider it as an attempt to frustrate the order of accelerated hearing granted by Court of Appeal and upheld by the Supreme Court, he added. Counsel for the second defendant, being Suleiman Usman, described the move as foreign shopping and judge shopping. Under the ruling, Justice Winte held that the court could not take any action on the letter without hearing all parties. Taking a decision or any decision in such a letter without hearing from the defendant will amount to breach of their fundamental right in the suit, the judge ruled. This is what led to the reason why he added that since the letter was addressed to the chief judge, the trial court could not make any pronouncement on it. Justice Winte subsequently adjourned the matter indefinitely. What it means indefinitely is the fact that this case is still in court, while the primaries, the deadline INEC issued to political parties, is fast approaching. So those of them buying presidential form on the ADC, buying governorship form, Senate form, House of Reps form, and House of Assembly form are in their soup, because if peradventure this case does not fall in their favor, then they might fail to be in the ballot. That is what it is. So Peter Obi has finally won. He is clever, he is smart, and he is diligent to understand that multiple litigations in the political party cannot make him be in the ballot. That is why he joined the NDC. And NDC is being chaired by the national leader, being former governor of Bayelsa State, Siraki Dixon. Sincerely speaking, look at the number of persons, politicians trooping in and out. But mind you, obedience, let me tell you a very simple thing. There are politicians who used the influence of Peter Obi to contest in the last presidential election or the last general election. Likes of this particular politician you're seeing on your screen. These are the set of persons who used the influence of Peter Obi to clinch on where they were. They did not make any bill, neither did they make any impact on the leadership, only for them to decamp to the APC. He went as far as buying form in the APC, and APC denied him the ticket. Now they are now running down to the NDC. So it is a clear move that this set of persons ought not to even clinch on any position, because obedience are not persons you can ride on. Peter Obi is one of the bravest and clever politicians Nigeria can ever produce. Ahead of the primaries, he is going to win, and it is obvious. Now, the ADC has seen what is happening. As for the clowns that stated that they have sacked, Peter Obi and Tanko and all of that, this is joke taken too far. Who are the obedience? We are the obedience that are amplifying Peter Obi's voice. We'll continue to do that. If this is the first time meeting this channel, do well to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and click on the like button so let's get informations promptly when we drop them here. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Don't forget to react. Peter Obi, congratulations in the comment section.